Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dex podcast. I'm accompanied by DJ Studio Man, the producer of this show. And today our guest is Mr. Blaise Boel. And Blaise, I don't know much about you, so why don't you give us an introduction to you and what you're up to nowadays?
So, as you said, I'm Blaise Boel. I'm out in eastern Pennsylvania, and I'm an owner and operator of LVMC decks.
Okay. LVMC?
Yep. Lehigh Valley Maintenance Construction.
What does that? Okay, say again.
Lehigh Valley Maintenance and Construction.
Valley Maintenance and Construction.
Yep.
So say that the acronym one more time.
LVMC.
What's the L for?
Lehigh Valley.
Lehigh. What's Lehigh? Is that a city?
So the Lehigh Valley is like the cluster of cities that we're like.
Oh, okay.
That we're living in, yeah. So it's like Bethlehem, Allentown, Easton, all the local cities.
Okay, so excuse me of my ignorance of geography because it's not good.
No, I'm sure you didn't
I know
of
a couple West Coast things.
Said, so.
But it makes sense where you're located, right? Like people understand.
Everyone around here pretty much knows what that is. So we're good over here.
Okay. So where are you located right now?
So we live in a small town of, business is out in Nazareth, but we live in a small town right north of it called Moore Township, Bath, Pennsylvania. So small town, probably nobody knows of it unless you live there.
How far are you from Pittsburgh?
We're about 6 hours east of Pittsburgh. And then about an hour north of like Philly, and then an hour south of like the city, New York City.
How far are you from Philly?
Like an hour.
An hour, and you're an hour out of New York City?
Yep, hour and a half out of the city, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's not too bad, not too far if you want to go to New York, huh? So that's kind of a cool location, like kind of centrally located, do a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah, and then we're only about 3 hours from the Eastern Shore beaches, like the Jersey, Delaware beaches. So, we actually have a house in Delaware that we go to a lot in the summer. So it's right on the bay side. We have our boat and stuff. So
awesome. Is that a family-owned home, or is it your home, or what?
No,
what's that
family-owned.
about?
My parents bought it about 6-7 years ago. So it's about
that's awesome.
10 steps away from our boat slip. So it works out nice.
Oh man. I'm jealous. So are you right on the water? What water, bay of water are you on?
So it's the Delaware Bay. So there's the ocean, and there's just a strip of land that separates the bay that we're in. So
okay, that's cool. Yep. So you can just either jaunt around in the bay, or you can go out into the what is it, the Atlantic?
Yep, exactly.
Wow, that's crazy. So is it pretty warm water there in the summer?
If you hit it at a hot week, usually it's still pretty chilly when you go to jump in, but I don't know what normal temps are. It's probably around high 60s maybe for an average.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's fairly warm, I suppose. I don't think where I'm from, the Puget Sound, it doesn't change more than like 7 or 8 degrees all year.
Yeah.
It's pretty chilly. All right. Well, so where did you grow up? Where were you born and raised?
So I actually grew up here, born and raised from time I was a kid till now. So I was born in a hospital in Allentown, which is like a smaller city that's located in the valley. And then grew up in Nazareth. That's a small town. My parents still live here. I'm actually doing this at my parents' house right now because
cool.
My mom has the kids while I'm doing this. So
awesome. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, right. She's the best.
So Allentown. Now, the only reason I know of Allentown is because of Billy Joel.
Yep, exactly. That's the only way anybody knows.
He sang a song about it, and I couldn't even tell you what the song was about. Living here in Allentown, that's about all I remember. But what was it? Is it a industrial city or something like that, or?
Not really. It's honestly just just your typical small town city.
All right. So
average
he was just using that as an example. Average,
a lot of rough streets going on in there, unless you get in the suburbs, which is where we actually do a lot of our work in the suburbs of Allentown. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so born and raised in born there, raised in Nazareth. I moved once growing up. My parents moved about half mile up the street. So, so haven't moved around much. And then yeah, my wife, when I jumped forward, my wife and I built a house about 10 minutes from here. So.
Oh, cool. All right. So what do you specialize in with your company?
So primarily decks. It's always been decks. My dad actually used to have a company. It was called Knock on Wood Construction. He started that, I don't know, maybe 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago. And long story short, he only ever did decks, the roof structures, like the 3Z's room, that type of stuff. Dabbled around with patios until he realized that would probably break his back one day. And then, so in 2013, I graduated high school, went to college, dropped out of college, all that good stuff. And I was like, Dad, I just want to start up a deck company, because he was getting burned out running 5 crews. He was going to go down and take a job down south somewhere running a deck company. And so then I was like, let's start up again. And it was primarily decks, roofs, and then now we do a lot of like the whole outdoor like experience projects. Like we'll get into the patios now. My best friend does all of our patio work in-house for us.
Nice.
Patio work, the fireplaces, thinking about getting into really anything. Right now it's everything but pools. So
okay. All right, that's probably next. I've seen a lot of
specialized in decks though. We build probably about 150 decks a year with 3 of our crews. So
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of volume. We get a lot
with 3 crews.
I don't want to say cookie cutter decks, but we did, because we have like, I don't know, 2. I want to say they just build squares, but they build a lot of the square decks and whatnot. Then we have a custom crew. So
how do you handle the sales on 150 decks? Because I mean, if you took out all the weekends in a year, I don't recall how many. It's 250 days or something like that.
Yeah. Or
maybe it's more than that. But how do you handle the sales of that many decks a year?
So the past 7-8 years, my dad and I I own the company with my dad still. Like I said, I think.
Okay.
We've always split the sales. So he sort of taught me just from the ground up the way to do things, the way he liked to do things. Then I obviously evolved from there. And this year we joined Chris Breen's Legacy Academy.
You did. Okay, we've had Chris on the show.
Yep. Chris is awesome. He's really helping us out right now, really getting structured and whatnot. But so it just right now I'm doing all the sales. Long story short, so because my dad pretty much just took over the production side to focus on that, because that's what he likes doing. And not that I don't like building decks, because I still get out there and stay fresh and whatnot, because my cousin actually took my crew over. But now I'm doing strictly sales in the back end of business, so I'm doing all of them right now.
Because you got to sell, you're selling like a deck a day during the week.
Yeah, exactly. I have to be selling about five decks a week.
Okay,
so.
All right. So I'm not too far off on that
Nope.
assumption. I was going to say assumption. I'm like, is that a word? No, it's assumption, dude.
Yep. But
that was hilarious. I'm trying to be all smart. You big dummy. Okay, so usually we hit the rewind button, but since we're on this topic and it's interesting to me, and I think it'll be interesting to our listeners as well. We would normally get into this towards the end of the podcast, but why not? We'll just flip it around a little bit today.
Let's do it.
So yeah, man. I mean, dude, how many calls are you getting? I just can't imagine, because I do about 10, 12 decks a year.
Mm-hmm.
They're massive though.
Oh yeah, you're definitely. You have your own. Was it niche? You got your own niche.
Yeah,
going
niche.
Over there.
Niche.
So, I mean, you're
yes.
definitely. You're like obviously everyone knows you as the deck builder artist. So obviously that's not as much volume as someone like us does.
Yeah, but see, it so much intrigues me because it's such a different business model, and you've got to be a hustler. You've got to have a hustler. If you're selling a deck a day during the week, you're selling 20 decks a month. And times 12 is 240. Okay, so my math was pretty close. And let's just use that as an average. Like, what? So 240 decks a year. You said you do 250 decks. So you're selling more than a deck a day during the week. Like
150 decks.
Oh, 150. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, yeah,
150.
250,
Okay.
250 would be pretty crazy. I don't do that yet.
Okay.
But
So I'll tell you what. So you're selling a deck every other day. You need to sell 3 decks a week.
3 to 5, yep.
3 to 5.
We work on both 5 because
That's
two of our crews are just, like you said, hustlers. They'll build probably 3 decks a week, depending on what they got going on.
I couldn't even imagine. Like it takes me 4 hours to pull in on a site and set up, and 4 hours to pull out. I don't know how you guys that would be a full day's work just getting us in and out of a job site. But we're spoiled, man. We have everything set up. So
yeah, you guys have the setup over there for sure. You guys got the whole cut hub and everything you got set up. So
yeah, we got cut hubs, we got tents, we got water, and we have to have a lot of coverage. Because of the weather we get, the rain.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to just hear a different way, a different story of it. So let's say your average week, I mean, how many appointments are you setting? And are you setting all the appointments as well? Or is somebody setting them up for you?
Up until this year, like I said, when we joined the academy, things started changing. But up until this year, my dad and I both handled like the calls and the leads and everything coming in. But we actually hired my sister-in-law to sort of come in as our office administrator. So she's doing almost all the booking unless they reach out to me directly, which normally they don't. So she sets up probably this week I had 18 sales calls. So 18 that's what I did. And that's probably about an average week, 15 to 18-ish.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're doing 18 sales calls, out of those 18, you're trying to close 3 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about over there with where you're at. I mean, obviously everybody knows what you're into over there, but we have not a lot, but a lot of these people are just tire kickers. I have no idea what a deck's going to be running, stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's probably a good percentage
your
of the ones we got.
ticket?
So we try to pre-qualify them the best we can and whatnot, but sometimes still slips through.
I think there's something to be said about pre-qualification, but sometimes it doesn't matter what you ask or say to a person. Sometimes you just got to go and take a look and see. Like you burn a lot of fuel, as I do. I go on 5 bids a week. 4 to 5, depending on. Usually, I try not to go out on Fridays. Usually, that's my chiropractic day after work. So I usually
Fridays too.
You know, and I obviously am still on site with my team, so I don't really usually take sales calls during the day unless somebody's just throwing a fit and will absolutely not meet in the evening. But usually, those kind of people I don't work for, so that's fine. Unless I really need a job, you know, if I'm looking for work, then I'll pretty much go whenever the people want me to. So what's your average ticket, like on 200 or 150 decks a year? What's your average ticket price, would you say?
It's probably around 25,000.
Okay.
So right now it's a little above that because we have a lot of the bigger projects going on. Like I said, like with the patios and all the features and whatnot. So right now it's probably close to like 35, 45-ish. I'd have to look back at my books, but for strictly deck work, about 20, 25.
Okay, and your lead, how are you handling lead generation to be able to get that many calls, to be able to go out on that many leads?
Yep. So
how do you get that handled?
So we actually just joined on with, I know you did too because they told me, but with Alex at the FDM.
Yeah.
So we're using him now as our lead agent. We still run networks like the Angie's, networks. So we get a lot of generation through that, through our Trex portal and advertising with them. We're partners with them. So they did a digital media campaign or something with us. So we get a lot of lead generation through that actually. And, probably about 25% of it's also like referral, word of mouth as well. So
what do you find is working the best for you guys, or is it a combination of all the other?
Probably a solid combination. It's probably about 25%. Like I said, word of mouth, probably 25% Angie's and Trex, and then the rest is probably through our Google and SEO and all that.
Sure. Yeah, I brought on Alex. I was a poop show of mess. Because I was just riding on my laurels, man, and the fact that and because like you said it, I'm kind of an artist, so I kind of have an artist mentality, and I don't know if I need to really advertise and all this stuff, and people are finding me on social, but I didn't realize it until I had April from Deck and Fence Marketers.
Yep.
I talked to her, and we were talking about maybe doing some business together. And she said, "Hey, man, I just did a quick search on, you're not showing up in your local market at all." And I'm like, "What? That's impossible." And so we did a little more research. Come to find out, my Google business page listing was disabled.
Oh, geez.
Since last May.
That's everything nowadays, too, is the Google page.
Oh, dude. And it's so easy for anyone can leave a nefarious review on your page just because they don't want, because you're possibly the competition, and they don't like you because you've been in business for 35 years and you're pulling all first place trophies. Sorry, Somebody's got to do it. Right?
Yep, exactly.
So if you wanna run with the big boys, then man up.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so Alex, I ended up getting with Alex.
We also get a good amount of work off our Instagram as well. Speaking of Instagram, that's actually probably a good percentage too, probably up there around 25% as well. So obviously my percentages are off because there's not 125%, but that's
well, no, we get it
for us too, because we get a lot of.
I was just trying to get an average.
No, yeah. We get a lot of. I just didn't even mention our Instagram. We I don't know. We get a couple, not viral. Not, I mean, we've had like 20 mil on one, I think, out here, and we got a lot of leads off of that. But we're usually floating around, I don't know, 500 to like 1 million views on like our stories and stuff. So
nice. That's a lot.
So we get quite a few traffic from there. Obviously, a lot of haters in there too as well. But
oh yeah.
But I know you know all about that.
Oh, I know all about the haters, man. All about them. But, usually with that, I just brush it off your shoulders and move on. You're going to, no matter what you do or what you say, you can't make everybody happy all the time. Just go out with a pair of sticks and try to find some water with them, and you will just bring everybody to the table.
Yeah.
My most viewed video is not even about building decks at all.
Yep. Well, yeah,
it's about witchcraft or something.
Video, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a water witching video. It's a combined view of almost 100 million.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I launched it. I launched it once, got 45 million views, and then I launched it a year later, and I got 47 million views.
That's awesome. That's fine. That has nothing to do with decks.
No, so every Christmas, guess what? I'm giving the internet a gift. It just splits the crowd. Like if you can generate content that splits the crowd and gets people commenting, it's just nuts. Like I've never seen anything like it. And that's why like Prome's Construction, he does all these hater videos because it just gets people on his page just bickering back and forth, and it's nothing but good for him. But I can't subscribe to it. But it's whatever floats your boat, whatever's good for your path, whatever your journey, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So okay, all right. So you've got this really great lead generation. You're working with Chris Breen in the Legacy Deck Academy, which I don't know much about it. Chris told us about it when he was on, and it seems like a really good system, really orchestrated. I think, for some companies, it's a good set of tools to have. Like his whole philosophy is let your company run itself, and you just stand back and watch.
Nope, it's all just about, they preach the systems. It's all just about systematizing everything. So, so that's sort of what we're working on. Because we've always had some sort of organization, obviously, so running the volume we do, but we had no systems or anything like that. So, well,
it sounds like it's something you needed and you can use. Do you mind sharing your annual revenue with us as far as the 150 decks that you build? Or you can save that for the Patreon as well if you want.
It's up to you. We can save it. I don't care.
No, if you don't care, then share it. Let's share it.
Okay, we're usually around like between 2.5 and 3. We're going to be around 3 this year, so 3 mil. So
congratulations, that's great, man.
Yep.
And so, what's Dad doing in the business?
He actually, once we started with Chris, we were talking about our roles and whatnot. He wanted to 100% just take over production, so he just watched over the crews and runs a crew himself.
Really?
So, yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. So he's out there every day. He's over a crew. So
making sure everybody's putting the screws in properly and nobody's doing the wrong thing, huh?
Yep.
Are you guys are primarily a Trex builder, or do you use other brands?
So for the past, this is actually our first year back with Trex. We used to be Trex builders. Then we went to TimberTech because they screwed us one too many times a couple years ago. So we went to TimberTech because I don't know if you're familiar with Mark DeMarco at all, but he's really good friends with my dad, and he was what is it, regional territorial rep, something like that for TimberTech. So we called him up and tried TimberTech out, and we were with them for a long time. But recently just came back to Trex. But we'll build with both. If they want decorators, we'll do decorators, which isn't often, but TimberTech and Trex, mostly Trex. My dad actually was one of like the top 20 contractors with Trex when like they started their contractor program. So he was with like John Lee and them with like the top builders back then when that came out. So
right on. Oh
So yeah, but big Trex partner now. So I know you're AZEC, which is awesome. That's your gig. So
yeah, AZEC's my jam. I mean, I don't discriminate either. Like I like composites too. I just like AZEC more. You know,
you do crazy stuff with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of when you have something that really you understand and you flow with it. You know, I don't like to change out of it. I don't mind trying new things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to try it with a different brand. I'm going to kind of stick with what I know and what I'm good at, you know? And I just happen to be really good at bending boards.
Half the weight too, so.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm old, so that's really nice. To have a lighter board that you can pick up and carry, but that's what younger bucks are for, and other people. You hire people in your company to do some of that stuff, and then once you figure out how to get them all to run it while you're not so much hands on. I just have had a big problem with that in the past, and now just trying to get my hands off of things. Yeah,
I mean we're lucky because I have a younger brother, 2 years younger than me, and he actually out of high school started building decks with us too. So he runs
cool.
Also him, my dad, and my cousin actually, who worked under me for the past 6 years. He took my crew over this year. So all the crews are in the family too, which sort of helps. And I have cousins inside the crews. So big family oriented company, which sort of helps keep a lot of the help. So
yeah, the loyalties for sure. So how old are you?
I turned 31 at the end of the month.
All right, cool. All right, so now I do want to go backwards just a little bit and kind of get a path. You kind of told us a couple things, but so like junior high school, were you in academics or sports or hobbies or anything like that?
So I was big into sports. I played football, baseball for a couple of years. Got into rugby when I was a sophomore in high school.
Now, was that an option for you to do in high school?
No, it wasn't a school sport. So the baseball got real political when I was about a freshman. And
really?
Yeah, right. Surprise, surprise. But so my dad played rugby growing up, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you like try it out like for the high school team I used to play with, which is like an hour from where we're at." So we traveled like 2-3 times a week for practice and the games and stuff. But I ended up just falling in love with it. It was an awesome sport, and then I just played rugby and football.
Okay, so let's get a size on you. How big are you now?
I'm probably about 6'1". I'm probably around about 260 right now.
Oh, okay. So you're a pretty big guy.
220, 230 in high school, though.
Okay, so you're a big guy, with some girth, so that's good. Because I don't. Rugby, you got bigger dudes and smaller guys too. But I've never played the game. I've always admired those guys. I just kind of feel like you're playing football without pads.
It's essentially what it is, and it's like soccer as well because the game doesn't stop; it just goes back and forth with like an intermission in the middle. So it's almost
Exhausting,
like
huh?
football. So yeah, it's like football and soccer mix.
So you got your cardio has to be on point, right, to be able to do that.
Used to be.
Okay, fair enough. But is there a high injury rate in rugby?
It's actually lower than football because obviously with there being no pads, you have to have like the techniques down, so you're not like breaking your neck and whatnot in the tackles, and you're not leading with your head and whatnot. So not as high as a lot of people would think.
So how old were you? When did you start rugby?
Freshman or sophomore in high school. So would that be maybe like 14?
14. Okay.
So then I played up through. Well, like I said, I was in college and dropped out. Played in college for a year.
Oh, you did?
Yep. And then I actually got recruited for rugby and football both. But I ended up playing football, quitting football after a week because I didn't enjoy it. So I joined the rugby team, and then when I dropped out, I kept playing with the men's clubs by us. So
what position in football were you playing?
So I was sort of all over the interior. I was an offensive guard. So I was like a pulling guard almost. And then I was like a defensive end, like outside linebacker type deal. Like over. So.
Gotcha. Did you do any other sports?
Played baseball growing up. Rugby, football. What else did I get into? Those are pretty much the main ones. I dabble with golf. I've always gotten into golf. I go out once or twice a year, but that's not.
I wish I would have played more golf in high school.
Me too. I wish I was good at it.
And I wish I would have continued it. I got into it for a little bit, but it's a fun game to play, but it's difficult to watch. On TV.
Yeah, I get it back. We sponsor like one tournament a year. That's really the only time I play now. We'll go out and play like in a scramble, like the best ball type thing. So that's really all I do more.
Yeah, I got carpal tunnel now, so I'll just watch.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so so you made it through junior high school. So what were your studies like? How were you pulling good grades or?
I was probably a solid B student.
All right, 3.0.
I don't want to come off as like cocky or anything.
No, just curious.
I literally didn't touch a book ever, and I was pulling like B's. So I guess I was all right.
Well, hey man,
I was running like a 1.5, like 1.5, 1.8, something like that, which obviously isn't too great. I was in academic probation going into the second semester, which is when I dropped out because they were like, you can't play rugby if you have that. So I was like, well, if I can't play rugby, I'm not going to school.
Oh, really? So did you get a scholarship at all, or was it just that you joined the team, or they took you on, or what?
Division III school, so they can't really give athletic scholarships, but they gave us like a lot of like academic money. So I went for like a semester and paid like $6,000, which is like pennies nowadays. So,
right. Okay, kind of cool.
Yep.
All right, and then any other hobbies like during high school or growing up?
I was into like that. I used to go fishing a lot when I used to have a little bit more time. Fishing, went out, dabbled with the hunting a little bit.
How about now? When you're not out selling 150X?
I get out when I can now. I get out fishing when I can now, but my dad and my brother, they have a big boat and they go out deep sea tuna fishing, striper fishing like every weekend, so they get into that a lot now.
Oh wow!
But with
I guess
3 little girls under 3 at home, it's hard for me to get out now.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah,
that would totally be a challenge. We just had
our most recent baby 2 weeks ago too. So. Oh,
congratulations, man!
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. So mom's at home with the little one. You're over at grandma and grandpa's house with the younger ones.
So I actually have the both little ones with me right now. She's at dance class with my oldest, but.
Oh, right on. Wow, cool, man. Okay, so so you drop out of college, and then you decide, okay, I want to build decks.
Well, I actually didn't even think that originally. Actually, let's go back a second. For some reason, something in me wanted to get into HVAC. Don't know why, don't know how, but so I actually started going to school for that while building with my dad still. So I'd build during the day, obviously, and do the schooling at night and whatnot. And then about halfway through that, we actually started an HVAC business too, because my dad, he was like, well, if you want to get into it, I'll get into it too, because let's just go into business together. So he went to school too, and then started business and whatnot. We got like the, what's it called? The certifications we needed sort of without finishing the classes. Because it was like through the local community college. So when you take like the math, the science, all that. But we got the courses we needed. So we're like, we don't really need the degree, you know? So, so we started that. And then I was like, I like the hands-on stuff better. So let's get into decks again.
Okay.
Hands-on, but like you can visually see the problems and not have to run troubleshooting type thing.
Right. So the HVAC, did you actually do it for any amount of time?
Maybe about a year and a half ish. So nothing crazy long. And then
were you doing it on your own, or was it for somebody else?
We were getting some work from his teacher instructor at the time. So he had a business and he would give us some of his work.
Oh wow, okay.
So the HVAC job sort of came through that. Some through word of mouth, just like if it got around through like family friends like out there and they called us like, hey, come do this. You probably can give us a good price, which we did because we didn't know any better. So
right.
But yeah, so that was short lived though. That was about a year and a half. So
gotcha. So how old were you at that point?
19-ish, 18, 20, somewhere in those years.
All right. And then tell me about this when you decided, hey, you know, this metal work, this duct work isn't for me. I want to kind of get into building more decks.
Yep, exactly. So that was in 2014, and that was actually when we sat down and we started our company now, LVMC. So yeah, we had enough of that. We were like, we're not having fun with the HVAC, the metalworking part of things, and because decks has just always been like our gig, our passion. So got back into it.
Okay,
quickly.
Cool. All right.
We actually never really got out of it because, like I said, we were doing decks while we were doing that stuff too. So.
Okay, so the early years of your business, how many decks were you building when you started? Like,
so we started and it was just me and my dad at first. So probably for about the first 2 years, it was just me and him, and then my brother graduated high school, and then it was me, my brother, and we brought on like one of our buddies. Well, we ran through our buddies with us because none of them could really hang, but so it was us three, and we were probably doing maybe around 50-ish a year.
Oh wow! So you kind of came out of the gate swinging, really.
Yep. Like I said, my dad was doing it for a very long time, so he just instilled the systems in us very early, pretty quickly, because we obviously built with him and whatnot in high school, weekends, take days off of school to go build. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we grew up around. My dad actually has a picture of me like 2 years old with a tool belt, swinging hammers on one of his job sites. That he shows
nice.
Me. So.
Get him started young.
Yep.
Okay, so the early years, it's just you guys, and then you bring on some family, you start getting a crew, and you're already knocking out 50 decks a year. When did you, like, how long were you in the field for before you started running the business?
Probably, so before this year, I've been in the field since what, 2013. So 13 years full time out there. And I was probably running a crew for 10 of them.
So you worked the business for 10 years and now you're running the business.
Yep. I slowly got into like the sales and stuff though. After a couple years, I was like, well, just give me something to do rather than sticking my nose and getting into some trouble and whatnot when I was in my early 20s. So
save that for the Patreon.
Calls here and there. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So when you have a sales call nowadays, and that gets filtered to you, how do you price a deck out?
For the longest time we did square footage, just like the old school square footage way. So which, I mean, he's done long enough where it was sort of I mean, it was exactly where it needed to be for the most part, but now we do the whole unit costing. So like the material, labor, markup type thing. So,
Oh, okay.
so that's how we do it.
And does Legacy have a preference on that, or do they teach you guys how to?
It's exactly that, and that's why we're doing it now. So
Okay.
it's just, I guess it's just more of a scientific way to sort of calculate your profits and stuff and where you should be at.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because I always thought if you just build for each component as you build it, that you would always be profitable because you're not leaving anything off the table, regardless if it takes a little bit less or more labor. If you have an idea of how much to charge for something installed, the installed price, then your labor and your materials are marked into that cost of whatever you're charging. So it's just interesting to hear, so the deck. How would you come up with the price just for the deck alone?
Honestly, so it's kind of a real interesting way that we did it. So you also know there's different collections throughout the composites and different railings and everything. Yeah. So we almost did a square footage price for every collection with like every different railing. So for example, we do obviously with the volume of decks we do a lot of budget friendly work. So a lot of it was in like the Prime Plus when we were with TimberTech, for example. So say for example, Prime Plus deck with aluminum railing, we were at like $55 a square foot, and that's all material, all labor for like the job.
Wow.
Unless it's like a feature or something, like a built-in something, like say a built-in bench or like a roof structure or something that's solely just itself. And then say if we went with up to like a cable railing, we'd be closer to like $85 a square foot. And then if we bumped up to say an AZEC with, or like the landmark, the AZEC landmark or whatever with aluminum, we'd be at X number square foot for that X number with like cable. You know what I mean? So it was somehow over the years we just dialed it in and got it to where it should be. So
that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to lose money to realize you got to charge more.
Yep, exactly.
Hopefully, only one project. You're like, wait a minute, this didn't work out so hot. And I guess as long as the systems you have in place work for your company, I mean, obviously, the bottom line always is, in my opinion, you got to be profitable. You know, you don't want to give away stuff just so you can get the job. You got to know when to walk, and you can always reduce scope. If a client doesn't want to pay the price you're asking, but they want you to do the job, you can always decrease the size of the job.
Yep, exactly. A lot of people don't like hearing that, but that's just how it is.
Kinda, especially nowadays with imports and tariffs and the price of fuel.
I was gonna say the price of fuel alone. I know it's crazy where you're at. It's almost $5 over here too right now.
Yeah,
but we run all gases. We don't have any diesel right now. So
you don't? Yeah. See, I've got diesel machines and a diesel truck, 2 diesel trucks.
Yeah, we have diesel machines and stuff too, but we have
$7 a gallon.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like you can buy farm diesel and save the taxes, or unlike me, you can save your receipts and get a discount, I guess, on fuel or on your taxes.
Yep.
Because you're not paying the road tax for Bobcat fuel. But I'm like, what's that going to save me? A couple $100 over a whole year? It's like, is it worth the hassle of trying to save all this paper? Or I just take my shoebox over to my accountant and go, here, filter out the fuel I bought for. And how do you know which one's for a machine and which one's for a car?
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of like, is this the honor system or what? You know, I never got that.
Yeah.
So 3 kids.
Yep. 3, 1.5, and 2 weeks. All girls.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I'm in for it.
Wow, man. Yeah, you got a shotgun?
Multiple.
Just for intimidation factor.
Oh, that's all you need it for. That's all you're hoping you need it for.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, wow. Congratulations. That's great. And when did you meet your wife?
I met my wife in 2020. So during COVID, everyone was...
COVID times, huh?
We were obviously still... I know when you have to work, you have to work. So we were still out building decks. That was actually a crazy awesome year for us.
Yeah, no kidding. Most outdoor builders did rather well during COVID.
Yeah, but yeah, so outside of work, couldn't go to the bars and all that type of stuff unless they're all masked up, which I wasn't a huge fan of. Got to take down every time you want to take a sip of beer, whatever you're doing.
I know, that's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So we were hanging in, and just a mutual friend brought her over and just hit it off. So over to my house.
Dude, you didn't waste no time, bro. Like 3 kids since 2020. Like you're having one kid every 2 years. Like
we were engaged.
What are you trying to keep up with your deck building pace?
Dude, hustlers, man, like you said. No, so we got engaged within 9 months, I think it was, and then we got married within a year of that, I think it was. So we got married in like 2022, and then we didn't know it at the time, but she was actually pregnant at the time of our wedding, probably within like weeks, because it was like 9 months later she came out, and that's actually when we built our house too. Was we broke ground the day after our wedding. Because I built the house with my dad and my father-in-law, so we had 9 months to finish that house then.
Oh, sure, yeah, get it done. And did you guys build it?
Yep, we personally built it. Yep.
Oh wow, cool, man.
Yep, that was stressful but fun time. Learned a lot.
Yeah, I know. My wife and I built our house 28 years ago, and but we didn't build it. We had it built, but then I did all the trim work and things like that on it.
Yep.
But yeah, it is stressful.
Yep. We did everything except what did we subbed out like the plumbing, the heating and air conditioning, and like the siding and shingles. So we did everything else.
Nice. So how big of a house is it?
It's with the basement. I'm just finishing the basement. It's like 6,000 square feet with the basement.
Wow.
So
that's
it's the basement.
Monster.
So the basement's the entire footprint of the upstairs. So it's my upstairs is about 3,000 square feet. So is the basement.
Is it 1 story, 2 story?
So it's almost like a raised ranch kind of essentially. So it's like has a bonus room on the second floor type thing.
So it's mostly a rambler with an upstairs area, loft, whatnot.
Yep.
And then, but you have this massive basement. So your foundation cost must have been quite high.
I'd have to look back at the numbers. It wasn't cheap because we went with the ICF forms as well, like the insulated concrete forms. So we actually built our entire house from that up to the roof line. So we have a concrete house essentially. So,
cool. So
there was a lot of concrete that went into the house. Now that you're talking about that, I'm kind of curious how much because I forget. But
that would be massive. A 3,000 square foot basement is a lot of floor and a lot of wall of concrete.
And we have all 10 and 11 foot ceilings too. So it was even
no kidding.
More. Yep.
My goodness. So what'd you pit set? You had to pit set that baby, huh?
Yeah.
Dig a hole or what?
Yep.
Do you have a daylight basement on that, or is it all in the ground?
It's all in the ground except I have like the egress window, obviously. So
okay, and then like, how do you handle? I don't know if you get a lot of rain where you're at or whatever, but around here, basements a lot of times flood or get wet because the water will push through the concrete. But an insulated concrete form, maybe that's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not a huge problem. I got water in my basement like maybe once or twice in the beginning, but they had to dig like a crazy, like 106 foot long by like 50 or 70 foot wide, like a dry well, for the water management. So they had but that got backed up once because I don't know. Because they had us run our gutters in the ground. That was the only reason I got water in my basement because it came through like the drains around the footers.
Right. So
it came through that. But that was the only time, but we took care of that issue. So yeah, we're just in a good position with the house. We're not really like at a low elevation.
That's nice.
Yeah, so can't complain too much with that. Fingers crossed.
So, and you said you're just finishing up the basement itself?
Yep. Because we take about 2-3 months off during the winters. Usually this year we're probably going to start working through possibly one of our crews. But we took off from Christmas to like early March. So last winter and this winter I worked on finishing it in those times.
Wow, with 3 kids, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
you just throw them downstairs and lock the door and say, "Go play."
Dude, yeah, it is a mess down there right now because that's what goes on exactly.
Awesome. Awesome. You can have a racetrack down there, man.
Yeah, everyone tells me I should get a golf simulator down there. I'm like, dude, if only I knew how to golf still.
Yeah, man. Some electric go-karts would be cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my kids have they have like their little mini race car type things down there, like the RC type ones, like that they can ride in and we can control. But that's it.
Oh, fun. Well, that's awesome. Oh man, it sounds like a lot of fun. Awesome. So, so you have a fairly new build, and it's still like close to your old hometown, you said?
Yep. So we're like 10 minutes from my parents' house, so like downtown where we grew up, and then we're about 5 minutes from almost everybody in my wife's family. So we're very, very local, very close to family, which is nice. So
good for you. Good for you. So how many crews you said you have?
Three full crews right now.
Okay, so one has your dad.
Yep.
And how many guys are in each crew?
So there's the lead, and then there's two, so three total.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have sort of like a floater, whoever needs him that day. So he'll be like a fourth, almost just like a purely labor for, say the lumber can't get taken back, can't get dropped off in the back or whatever. If we have a big demo, he'll go with those crews. And then we have myself and my sister-in-law on the back end. So
your floater, is he an experienced carpenter, or is he more like a jack of all trades, or what?
Sort of. He's the type where you can't trust him with much, but he'll work hard. So that's why
What's his name? Let's call him out right now.
Dude, I'll call him out because he actually I'm not going to talk much about him, but
no.
But he actually lives in a tent. He's almost like homeless, but he prefers to do that, which is kind of wild.
Really?
But
that is wild. What kind of weather do you get summer and winter where you're at?
So in the summer, it can really heat up in like July, August. It'll get up even September up into like the low hundreds.
Okay.
For like a couple week stretches here and there. Then in the winters, it can get. It's usually mild. Usually in like the 30s, 40s. It'll float in the 20s sometimes, but we'll have weeks where it's in like the low teens, negative sometimes. So it's pretty.
I just don't know how people survive that cold.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we let him use like our propane heaters and stuff like that on those days if he wants to.
Yeah, that's nice.
But,
wow.
He just prefers to do that though. So
does he drive? Does he have a driver's license?
No. So my dad actually picks him up at like he'll take the bus to like the local Walmart. My dad picks him up and drops him off every day.
Yeah, wow. You know what? I'm so glad I asked, because this is something I would have never thought that, when you think about it, like, most companies, they have employees or they have crews or subs or whatever, but you have this really unique individual that you found a purpose for him and it's working, right? Like,
yeah, for the most part, he works hard and he shows up, and that's almost all you can ask for sometimes.
Well, yeah, kind of. He's on time and he's ready to go. And your dad,
if we let him in, and we're not too mad at him.
Sure. And so does dad delegate where he goes for the day, or does he choose, or how does that work? Yeah,
so he does. He's typically with him. He's typically with my dad. But say if my brother or someone else, like I said, if they have a big demo or like a big stack of wood.
A long carry. Let's say you got a long carry and you got a big grip of materials up at the street, and you can't haul them back with a machine. Mm-hmm. You got Jerry over here that's going to be huffing them all the way down to the backyard. Okay.
Yep.
I get it. I mean, it's kind of brilliant when you think about it. Everybody, what's his name?
Joe.
Okay, I was close. So everybody needs a Joe, man, because there are certain points of the day where there's just things that, don't take it the wrong way, but like if you have a skilled carpenter that you're paying a high rate, do you really want them carrying materials down, or do you want those materials set and him installing those materials?
Exactly.
So that's a system, right? What Chris Breen told you to do that, didn't he?
Yep, I guess I was building a system we didn't even realize. So,
Right on. Okay, so we got Joe, and then we got Dad, and Dad has 2 carpenters on his crew.
yep, yeah. Everyone has like a carpenter and a laborer. So,
Okay, all right, and then you've got younger brother.
so he runs his crew and he actually runs our Instagram as well. So like does all the content and stuff, takes all the pictures and everything, all like the drone flying and everything. So he'll do that too.
Cool. All right. And then you have and then your cousin. You have a cousin?
Yep. He runs the crew that I used to run. So
all right. And now
he's doing great. So
so you said it's been about 3 years since you took the reins, and you're pretty much in charge of selling decks.
Yep.
I mean, dude, I think that's pretty much a full-time.
The back end bull crap. So I know you know
permitting. I don't even want to talk about. Well, we do need to talk about it. What's permitting like in your jurisdiction?
It's different from town to town and city to city. I just for a 100 square foot pool deck, I just fought for 2 months trying to fight them over the helicals, over the ground screws and helicals.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a challenge here too.
Yeah, but I mean,
nobody.
We get the engineer stamps for them, and they're still having issues with it. It's crazy, but
nobody wants to trust you.
Pass in a day.
Do you do the helicals yourself, or are you hiring a company to come out and do them?
No, we drive them ourselves. We have like 3 mini. We have the ditch witch, and we have like a stand up Kubota as well. And then we just actually bought a machine from China that has the same motor as the Kubota. We got that with like 10 attachments for like 25 grand, I think it was. So that was kind of a steal. That was our buy this off season. So we installed
everybody needs one of those.
Yep.
Dude, you won't believe what I Frankenstein together. It is crazy, but it works.
Oh yeah.
You got to go to my Instagram and check it out. I'm not gonna talk about it.
What you're doing with your helicals for those? What was it for the landings that you're building right now? I think is that what you're talking about? Yep,
Yeah,
I saw that last night.
Oh, dude, just nuts, and we're already wearing out the head. It's already starting to leak grease because So I have a pressure gauge, but I put it in the wrong location, so it's not indicating pressure. So I know I'm hitting pressure, man, because the thing's just grinding like you son of a gun. Let me go pretty soon. And it's funny because in the video I released today, it looks super fast. Like it's a time lapse. So it's like, oh, how easy this is. Yeah. And that was an average grind. But we had a couple holes that took us 40 minutes to drive one pile. Because of the clay. We're in clay, like hard clay, and it was dry and it was just not grinding in, man. Like we
have some areas like that here too. It'll take, like you said, 30, 40 minutes to drive just one sometimes. So yeah.
So how do you regulate? Okay, this is an interesting question because I have an answer for this, but I want to hear what you say. How do you regulate when you're the installer of the helical and it's your deck company and you're responsible on the permit and you have to report back to your engineer? How does that work for you? What are you doing to stay above the board on this?
So we have the pressure gauge too, and I mean we get all of our helicals like engineered, stamped, and everything before we install them. Like they're all good to go, code wise and whatnot. And then all they want to see is just our pressure report, and that's really it. We just get that stamped, hand that into the township. So it's almost like
your pressure report.
So
explain your pressure report.
So it's literally just the layout of our holes, like the layout of our footers, and then they're almost numbered. Like say there's 3, it's 1, 2, 3. Then on the report, that gets submitted with the report. It'll be the pressure that we've reached on the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3.
Is it PSI or do you report in foot pounds?
PSI.
PSI.
Yeah.
Okay. So for everybody listening, like if he hits 2,000 PSI, that's about the equivalency of 4,000 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah.
Yep.
For those that were curious. So, okay. So, and how long have you been doing, and what brand helicals are you using?
So we use MassCore for a lot of them,
Oh yeah,
and then
that's my boy.
and then we actually got into ground screws as well this year, and we use American ground screw for that. So
Yeah, you'll be going back to MassCore soon. They're coming out. They're coming out with one very soon.
oh yeah,
An electric version. Yeah, about four or 5 months out.
nice. Glad to hear
Yeah.
that.
I love Max. Max is a great guy. He's the one that hooked me up. So I'll make it quick, but we had this. I had this post hole digger called a Little Beaver, right? And I had a gas powered, two of them. I have two of them. One was just a mechanical one, and one was a hydraulic. And the hydraulic one was old and beat up, but I got it for a couple grand on eBay, so I went ahead and bought it. And I just was using it to punch holes in the ground when I used to pour a lot of concrete. And then I got a Mini, and well, first I got a Bobcat, and then I got an auger for that. And I was like, oh, how nice is this? I can punch holes all day long. I don't need the Little Beaver no more. Then I got a Mini and started punching holes in almost every backyard I was working in because I could get it everywhere. So then the Little Beaver sat. It sat so long that like the gas tank rotted out and all this stuff. So I went and got it all. Then I was talking to Max, and Max is like, hey, man, I think I have a head for you for that machine, because I was telling him what I want to do. So I thought, well, I've got this $8,000 unit that I'm not using new, and what if I could adapt it over and drive helical piles with it, with this hydraulic, because it's basically a hydraulic pump attached to 11 horsepower Honda motor, right?
Yep.
But it only had like 8-foot lines on it. So then I went and spent a ton of money getting these 50-foot hydraulic lines made that I can hook up to my Mini, my skid steer, or this pump. And then I brought the pump, the lines, and then we adapted his drive head to the Little Beaver metal unit of the driving part of and then we had to do torsion bar. So we actually used the helical pile extensions as the torsion bar, hooked that up to the drive head unit. And man, this thing just drove the piles in the ground. I was like, this is crazy, but it's really cool.
Crazy.
I thought I was going to get tossed. I was going to break my leg. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah,
but
that's a hell of a contraption they had going on there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So I'm kind of curious, like all the guys that are out there driving piles, is this something that they would use if they had it, the option for it, or if they had the ability to have one? It's just interesting, you know, and it's about a $10,000 to $12,000 investment if you went out and bought everything new. You know, if you had to go buy it brand new, and you can find used Little Beavers on eBay for like $4,000 or less, but you still have to Frankenstein it together. Like you got to have a machinist. You got to take Max's pump. See, that's where I'm hoping Max would be like. Maybe Max will like put the head together with the metal and the torsion attachment.
Yep.
But we're getting there. As you know, but then again, it all falls back onto the jurisdiction of the permit and who's approving it. And we do the same thing that you just said. We record all the pressures. And I actually have to take video and photographs and send it along with my report to my engineer, so he knows that I'm not BSing him when it comes to how much pressure I hit per pile.
Jeez.
He's a stickler.
Yeah, we submit it on paper, and that's all they want to see for us.
Well, good for you.
So
I'm in Washington.
It's not too bad. Once they get approved and the inspectors sort of are cool with it, I guess, then we're good.
Mm-hmm. Are you wearing a Legacy Deck shirt right now?
Yeah. Yep.
I can't really tell, but that's hilarious.
Yep,
okay.
Calvin,
how we doing? Keep going. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to tell us about you or your history or your story?
Nothing crazy. No, I mean, I've lived a normal life. I don't have anything crazy to report right now, but yeah, I'm good. I mean, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, cool. You got any, I know you got kids, so your hobbies have probably changed, and like you said, your brother or your cousin flies the drone? Who's the drone flyer?
My brother, he flies the drones. Yep.
Yeah. Has he trained you on that at all, or?
I
Are you
actually was
interested in that part?
doing that for the past couple years, and then now that I'm not in the field as much, he sort of just took over. So I actually was doing that.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think any outdoor living company, if you're not using a drone to supplement your digital footprint, you're nuts.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was flying drones. Like I started on a DOS drone. Like I'd say a DJI is like a Mac,
Yeah.
you know, or Apple. But I was flying these MS Windows or DOS drones that I had to use a GoPro on top of this, and I kept crashing and breaking stuff, and yeah, it was awful. But
Yeah, we always
nowadays,
run a DJI. We actually just have the DJI minis just because we don't get too crazy with anything. But they do the job. They get good content for us, good clear pictures.
unless you're in 25 mile an hour or plus winds, then they don't do quite as well as.
I would imagine.
But you gotta have the guts to fly them in the high wind to find out, because I almost lost one once because it was so windy I couldn't get the thing to come back to me. But I was stupid enough to try it. I was like, oh man, I really want these shots. Oh, it's really windy. Okay. But anyway, it worked.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
So we have our Instagram handle. It's just LVMC Decks. Like I said, my brother runs that, but if there's anyone trying to get a hold of me personally, he always hits me up, sends me a screenshot, says, hey, hit these people up. They're looking for you.
Say that a little bit slower. Your Instagram handle.
So we have our Instagram handle, LVMC Decks, just at LVMC Decks.
LVMC Decks.
Yep, exactly. It's sort of mouthful sometimes. So yeah, my brother runs that page, and if anybody ever looks for me like directly, he'll rip a screenshot and send it over, say hit these people up.
Cool.
So yeah, Instagram. I run the Facebook page. A lot of people reach out to me on Facebook, so I run that personally because he doesn't have. I started long ago just off my own personal Facebook, but Facebook kind of sucks with all the talker haters over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters.
Facebook is brutal.
I was surprised. Well, okay, so I got hacked. Well, you know what? We're gonna go into our other episode. We'll start out with that. So, Blaise Boel.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being on the Dr. Dex podcast. We're out of time, but you guys heard it from him. If you want to get a hold of Blaise, and it's Blize.
Blaize.
Say again.
Blaize.
Aize. Blaise. Yep. What a cool name, man. Your parents were on top of it.
Yep. I get asked daily where it came from. I have zero idea. Just a cool name.
Right on. Very cool name. All right, Blaise. Well, that's all we have time for. So thank you guys for watching, listening. Hit the subscribe button. And if you want to hear more about Blaise and his history, go over to our Patreon channel. Links in the description below. And we'll continue this conversation. All right, that's all we got for now. Over and out.